Welcome back to Bangers Bricks, everybody. My name is Ben. I'm excited to have y'all here as today starts week 1 of a 3-week series where we are going to buy, build, and place a new Lego modular into the Lego City over the course of the next 3 weeks. I also want to give a big shout out to all of our followers and subscribers that jumped on our live stream last week and participated in our giveaway. Congratulations, CG Pigeon, on winning that $25 Lego Store gift card. Hopefully you get a chance to get a couple May the 4th sets and stack some of those promos. Now, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you turn on your notifications because we do run Lego giveaways here, or usually monthly, bi-monthly, really depends on how crazy my schedule gets. But the last thing I want to talk about and jump into our video is the fact that I was at the Lego store earlier and I found something kind of crazy, something I've never seen before when it comes down to the Disney 100 minifigures. Let's go take a look. Time to run through the Lego store quick. I apologize for having to do a voice over everybody, but it was so loud as everybody was trying to get their May the 4th promos, and unfortunately the pad wall stunk as they've had the same pieces they've had for the past month. Now let's take a look at something I've never seen before for minifigures. You can see within the minifigure bags that they label each minifigure. So what happens is they know the pattern in each box that comes from Lego. They figure out which figures are which and they feel to confirm them. So with a limit of 18, I could grab one of each and have a complete set. Super crazy to me. I've never seen this. Please drop in the comment section below if this is normal, if you've seen this before, but I am gonna run back to my Lego store and grab one of each. I know in our last video we left off on a little bit of a sour note as we were missing a bunch of pieces, but we placed a second Bricklink order. We were able to get all those pieces, finally attach them onto Thor's penthouse, and everything is finally complete. As you can see, we received our windows, some of the different tiles that we needed, along with some 1x2 cheese wedge pieces up top here as well. So everything is complete. This really rounds off the sitcom tower, and as you can see, we already have Spider-Man enjoying swinging from some of the different rooftops, and I'll put another picture up here as I really think that this rooftop looks way better than the previous roof that we were using. And now, everybody, it is time to stop wasting time with Sitcom Tower and finally reveal which of our one of 3 new modules that we have purchased, which one we're going to build today. Let's go check it out. As we were building, everybody, I wanted to take a little time to answer some of the questions that were asked last week in order to get into our giveaway. This question coming from Imperial Wookie: what's the plan after you fill out the second tier of the Lego City? Now, we'll always be moving things around in the Lego City, but there are going to be a lot more modules that are going to come out. So we will create some sort of shelving at some point to move modulars in and out of the Lego City, and we will have some on display on those shelving units. I'm excited to build those. I'm not sure if I mentioned to everybody, but when we received the set, it was super dusty. It took forever to just clean all the pieces off, dust everything off, but we do finally have everything clean and it looks very presentable. On the bottom here, you can see that we do have everything built up on our Mills plate. On top of that, currently on the first floor is Restaurant Chez Albert. Not 100% sure if that's how you say it, but we're going to do a quick little overview of the first floor, second floor, and third floor as well. I like the different seating out front. The outdoor seating looks really nice with a little croissant sitting out there. We do have a menu out front with the door entering into the restaurant itself. We do have a little bus station bench out here to catch your bus or potentially have valet bring your car around. A couple little greenery areas and just the stairs that lead us up to the second story where we will have a little apartment. Let's take a look at the inside. Looking at the inside, everybody, we do have a couple tables as well as just a little dresser holding some of the different liquors on the inside. And then one of the more detailed areas of the building I actually really like is the kitchen. I think it comes with a lot of unique pieces. I love the turkey, the pie, some of the flowers in the back, along with the dish elements used for plates. And with that being said, let's take a look at the back side and we'll move on to our second story. My next question comes from Simply Building Bricks. If your Lego town couldn't be a town, would you prefer to make a castle, pirate, or space layout? This is tough because the Pirates of the Caribbean ship, the Black Pearl, is one of my all-time favorite sets, and I'd love to own it one day. But there are so many different castle sets with Medieval Castle, Medieval Blacksmith, Medieval Market Village, Knight's Castle. So many options, so I think I'd go castle here. Let's take a look at the second floor. To access the second floor, we do go up the steps on the side here. Leads us to a secondary seating area with some very cool, unique lamp posts with some flower elements as well. We access through this door, and that will take us into the apartment, which is the second floor. When I first saw this, I thought that this was more of like a studio apartment just because it does seem a little bit more cramped. But then I remembered that the entire restaurant is down below. So really this is about the size of the restaurant, so it must be a decent size. Let's take a look here. We have the kitchen over here, or kitchenette, I guess. And then we do have a tiny little dining table that leads over to a very unique piece here. The pull-down bed, using some of those hinge pieces to just give a cool little vibe here for a pull-down bed that honestly just gives you a little bit more room within the apartment. We do have the recliner along with the fireplace, and that is pretty much it. Well, let's take a look at the third floor. Our last question, everybody, comes from Groovy Dude. He says, what is your favorite part of the city you built? Now, I do love working with the modular line, all the different buildings that we have added in. I do enjoy the greener area as well, right? I enjoy the A-frame cabin, the tree house, the Disney castle, but I've actually really enjoyed building the water, the trees, the pathways, the rock formations, just things that don't come within a kit to build, just kind of being creative and doing your own thing. I'm going to be real honest, everybody, this has slowly become probably one of my favorite sets as far as modulars go. I love the different architecture that they use on the outside of the front here, just utilizing some of the different elements such as croissants and the shells, as well as some of the cone pieces, just to make it kind of unique, and some of the little wing pieces as well on the front side here. Just super cool. But let's check out the third floor. We access the third floor again, coming around the back side with the additional seating, and then following the steps up, you access through this door here, but it does come with that little play feature, which I thought was super cool. Brings you into an art studio, and this honestly took me back to, I feel like it was like my middle school, or I don't know if it was high school days, where you have that bisque, you're making ceramics, and you put your ceramics into the oven, comes out, obviously it's paintable, you can play with it, just super cool. So have a little bit more modern art here, and the little fireplace or bisque, whatever you want to call it. So just a super cool addition to the top story. Now let's place this into the Lego City. The Parisian restaurant has been placed in the Lego City. Now this is where I need a little bit of help. I'm trying to figure out where the Parisian would look best next to, what modular will look best next to. And you guys will have to give me your overall thoughts if you think it should be on the second tier, or if it is one of those modulars that you think might fit in well with the first tier. I'm not 100% sure. In the past year, we've talked about the Daily Bugle moving up to the second tier, and I think that we may potentially try it where the Daily Bugle is, just to see how it looks. So the Parisian is on the first tier. We move the Daily Bugle up to the second tier. I think it looks pretty good sitting next to the sitcom tower. I don't necessarily love how it butts up next to the Assembly Square. Not that any of the modulars are necessarily going to be perfect, but we do have obviously a little bit of the side modular showing. Honestly, not a huge deal. The only other thing I don't like, and this might be something that we have to change with the sitcom tower here, is just how the different lampposts are, just kind of adjacent to each other, not necessarily right in line with one another. So definitely something that we may change here in the past or in the future, but we do have the Daily Bugle moved up to the second tier, and this modular next to it is going to be the second tier. I know somebody's going to ask, why don't you just push that over? But this does need to be a corner modular, primarily because we will have our roads that will run all the way back alongside that empty modular spot back there. And then this will be a corner because it does need to face, obviously, the road here, and then the road will run along here as well. So it'll be kind of a little bit more of like a T intersection up front here. So super excited to get those modules in. One of the modulars that we are building currently is going to be in that corner there for the time being. So super excited to get that in there. And then again, I'm just excited to get all of this empty white space filled up. It's going to take a little bit of time, and obviously it's going to take a lot more road plates. And so that's something we got to get on and start ordering, but everything just seems to kind of be coming together. Week one was the Parisian restaurant. It's always nice getting a new modular into the Lego City. Of course, when I say new, I mean new to us, as this is a retired set. Please make sure you drop a comment down below if you think that the Parisian should go in a different area within the Lego City. I'm always up for moving things around and making the Lego City look as good as it can. The other thing, please drop in the comment section down below if it's normal for Lego stores to identify which minifigures are which for you and then label those bags. I'm super confused, as I know that there are certain things such as the field test and the obviously recognizing patterns, but it's a blind bag, right? I thought that was kind of the fun of it, is you have to feel around to try to determine yourself which figure is which. Again, something that is new to me, but it may not be new to everybody else. Lastly, again, this is week one of a 3-week series, so please stay tuned. We are going to be having a bonus episode talking a little bit more about the Lego idea sets that have reached 10,000 supporters, that are moving on to that next level. I'm excited as they look phenomenal. So please stay tuned. Make sure to like, subscribe, and look for our videos coming out here soon. Bye, everybody.